Firestorm introduces a brand new Wind Divine in Hermes, but we haven't forgotten about our old jolly friend Aeolus, that's for sure. It's time to break down some brand new champions of Aeolus in our Firestorm reveals. Let's dive in. Yesterday's reveals were nuts. If you didn't see the artifact breakdown for Hephaestus, you should definitely check that out. And make sure you guys get your Firestorm pre-orders in with us and with your LGS to get our exclusive Stellar promos, Stellar Exaltair when you go to shopelestrals.com, and Stellar Emphyrix Champion of Hestia when you head to your local game store. We've got amazing starter decks, booster boxes, accessories, our best set yet, no doubt about it. Take advantage of Elestrals Divine Champions Firestorm and the incredible cards that are coming. But it's time for us to break down some brand new champions of Aeolus, some very powerful cards that you guys can get excited for. So let's just dive in. The first one, Titanostalk, Champion of Aeolus. Now this may be a curveball because Titanostalk is obviously an Earth Elestral, but he does represent my man Aeolus because he's up in the clouds and he's got all sorts of amazing Wind Elestrals flying around him. This Titanostalk comes to the field with 2 attack and 5 defense, so he is a very bulky boy, and his effect is really cool. You can Nexus an Earth Spirit or a Wind Spirit. When you do, you can enchant a Wind Spirit to your field. What this means is that Titanostalk can now immediately put on some incredible amounts of Nexus pressure and provide amazing amounts of support for the Wind element. Many of the cards within Wind have incredible receive effects. Wind Djinn, P-Gust, Nemisail, some of these cards are really strong when they get to activate their receive effects, but activating those effects multiple times can sometimes be challenging. Titanostalk now provides you with a 5 defensive backbone that allows you to not only Nexus your Wind Spirits to cards like your P-Gust or your Nemisail to activate their effects, but it's when you do effect will then trigger their effects an additional time, which means you can get double Rune Pop with P-Gust, you can get 4 Spirits Heal with Nemisail, and I'm sure you guys can think of some other awesome implications of a card like Titanostalk, which adds new defensive prowess to the Wind deck and enables Nexus strategies to another level. I just love the ability to highlight some of those Elestrals that maybe didn't really see a ton of play in base set and beyond, and kind of give them new life here in Firestorm, and I think Titanostalk is a great example of that as we showcase it on our full art Earthquake, and now we're bringing it into the fold here as a champion of Aeolus. Now, I've been very transparent about the fact that I want to encourage more Ascensions in Elestrals because I believe that creates exciting gameplay, and we've seen that over Moonrise and beyond, and I think you've seen some of the strategies here and new cards introduced in Firestorm to enable just that. And we've got an additional card today that is going to enable Aeolus and the Wind strategy to turbo out to 2 costs very effectively, and that is Galaxair, Champion of Aeolus. I love this card art, by the way, of this Galaxair flying through the sky and Aeolus flying alongside him, and this is a 1-cost Wind Elestral with 1 attack and 3 defense with a very cool effect. When you add this Galaxair to your hand with your Aeolus's effect, you can special cast it with Wind. One of the big advantages to utilizing Aeolus and Wind Elestrals is the toolbox, the ability to be able to search your deck for whatever Wind Elestral you need at any given time to be able to get them onto the field and deal massive amounts of damage or execute your game plan. And Galaxair, Champion of Aeolus, enables that in a new way by being able to be searched out by your Aeolus effect and then immediately special cast out to the field to set up for an Ascension play or provide the necessary spirits on field to be able to perform a Nexus or whatever it may be. This card is going to be awesome. I don't know if you're going to run 3 of these in an Aeolus deck, but tacking in 1 could be exactly what you need to make sure you get your Ascensions off at the right time. And going along with that, it's time to reveal a brand new full art for Divine Champions Firestorm, and that is the Galaxair, Champion of Aeolus full art. My goodness, talk about a gorgeous card. Not gonna lie, you guys get to see Galaxair in its full potential here. You've got some Soarlets flying around. You've got Aeolus taken to the skies as well. This one is just such a gorgeous painting. And again, I can't emphasize enough how proud I am of our art team for really going the extra mile on every single piece of art and really stepping things up, man. I mean, I think our cards are just gorgeous. Our full arts have never been better, and this Galaxair is a perfect example of that. Up next, we've got one of Aeolus's favorite Elestrals, of course, none other than Soarlet, Champion of Aeolus. This little piggy is sleeping across Aeolus's chest and comes to the field with a very cool effect. 4 attack and 3 defense. This Soarlet, when it destroys an Elestral in battle, you can search your deck for an Aeolus or a Champion of Aeolus and add it to your hand. This gives you the flexibility to get your Soarlet out as an offensive powerhouse, to be able to take down opponents' Elestrals, be able to search your deck for Aeolus to enable your strategies, or search your deck for a Champion of Aeolus, which will allow you to further enhance your game plan or set up for future plays. And its Ascension, Chrysoar, actually works incredibly well with this effect. Let me break it down. Chrysoar is a brand new champion of Aeolus that hits the field with 7 attack and 3 defense, 2 cost win. I love this art, by the way. My man Aeolus riding the Chrysoar with the Soarlet in his hand. Anyway, this effect says this Chrysoar in your hand can special ascend from your Soarlet with wind during your battle phase if that Soarlet destroyed an Elestral in battle this turn. Let me break that down for you. Your Soarlet hits the field, it attacks over something, it has the ability to search your deck for an Aeolus or a Champion of Aeolus, you can search Chrysoar, and then you can special ascend your Soarlet into Chrysoar right then and there because you had a Soarlet that destroyed an opponent's Celestial in the battle phase this turn. Very, very cool stuff, and a very fast way to get out a 7 attacker, which can deal massive amounts of damage to your opponent's strategies. Not only that, but you can of course pair this with your base set Soarlet, the 5 attacking Soarlet, which is a staple card in many win decks, being able to change the position of opposing Elestrals. This Chrysoar can ascend over that too, so it becomes a very effective draw piece if you're able to utilize your Soarlet and your Soarlet Champion of Aeolus effectively. This Chrysoar can surprise your opponents by hitting the field with immense amounts of power, dealing massive damage, and turning the tide of the battle, making the winds blow your way, that's for sure. And you know I love me some amazing Stellar Elestrals. We got a brand new X out of 99 serialized Stellar coming in Divine Champions Firestorm, and that is none other than Stellar Chrysoar, Champion of Aeolus. I love us getting an Ascension in here, and I love this card art, man. Ryan crushed it. I think it's really cool seeing the Chrysaors kind of flying across the way with their beautiful pink wings. You already know about the effect. You already know how awesome it is to pull a Stellar. This is going to be a really fun one for Windcasters. I know you guys are going to be pumped about it, and the Champions of Aeolus are here to play and enhance that toolbox strategy to new heights here in Firestorm. Don't you forget to get those pre-orders in as we ship first in, first out, and head to your local game store and tell them to get Firestorm. What are we doing? We got to get them in, getting some Firestorm action. Our 2-player starter decks are going to change the game for Elestrals casters everywhere. What an exciting time to be alive. I can't wait to show you guys tomorrow's reveals, so stay tuned. Head to shopelestrals.com today and get those epic promos, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.